Okay. Cicero. And he finished off the last thing with, I shall not argue as follows. And now we have quotes. Very similar est. So it's similar to the truth, or it's probable, that the Roscius, plural, istam rem, this matter, de tulitise. So it's, when you see these things with the est in it, they usually do take the infinitive. So it's probable that the Roscius detulated or took this matter to Chrysogenus. Enum 4, erat there was, is cum Chrysogenus. We might want to say inter really, or between them and Chrysogenus, yam already, or, and we have anterius mean previously. So previously there had been or already was an amicity, a friendship. 4, cum, with many veteres, it looks like patrons, many old patrons they've had from the ancestors of the Rosci and Haberant, and they had hospites, which are guest friends. This cum might be an although. All of these, they have disjointed, they've desisted in or stopped cultivating these friendships and patrons and guests and observing these friendships, it looks like, and themselves say into the fidem, the protection or trust of Chrysogenus. So here, contolerant with say, so they now have taken themselves into protection of Chrysogenus and clientem, which is a client. 107. Possim, I am able, dicere, to say, very truthfully, omne haec. All this is said truthfully or in truth. Okay, but in hac causa, but in this case, nihil opus est, there's no need for conjecture, which is pretty much the same thing in English. For scio certo, for I know certainly that ipsos themselves do non negare, they don't deny this. Ad haec bona, to these goods by impulso sua, by their own impulse, these goods, they say, have been accessicid, received. Chrysogenus is the guy's name there. That's a perfect infinitive anyway. So Chrysogenus has accepted or acceded, but they say these properties, these goods by your. So if him who, that looks a genitive, who for the sake of being a witness, and indices, if you look at your index finger, use it for pointing out or indicating or being a witness. With your own eyes you discern him who has accepted his part for the sake of being a witness. So in other words, you can see with your eyes who was the witness here. Nay means as a question. Are you able to dubera? Are you able to doubt? Vocative, gentlemen of the jury, who indicaret, who was this witness? Qui sunt? Who are these? Igitur, therefore, then, in istis goods, in regards to these goods, by which or whom Chrysogenus has dederated, has given, reduplicated perfect, a part of these goods. The two Rosci. Num. Quisnam, who, praeteri, besides, surely there's someone else besides, is what he's saying. Nemo est, there's no one else, vocative again, juryman. Num ergo, num's usually a question again, or whether ergo, we'll just take that as then. So surely then, is there any dubium, is there any doubt, quin with dubio means that, is there any doubt that, ei, sometimes it's written ii, those obtulerented, they took, they ferried, hanc praedem, this booty, dative to Chrysogenus, those people qui who would tolerant take away a partem parade, a part of this booty away ab eo, from him. So the people who gave this estate to Chrysogenus are the ones who are going to get a large part of it for themselves. 108. Age nunc, come now, from the judicia, from the judgment, split with a double genitive, of Chrysogenus himself, let us consideramus the factum, the deeds of the Roskies. Si nihil, if nothing, in ista pugna, in this battle, the Roskies, quod opere pretium esset faceret. So what have they done for the pretium, the rewards or the payment of their work? Quem ob causam, then why from Chrysogenius Donabatur were they given such rewards? Tantus Praemus. So now Cicero putting in the screws into them, saying that they must have taken part in this battle and deserved a reward because, quam ob causam, they had actually been given tantus, such rewards. Si nihil alit, if nothing other fecerunt they had done, nisi except to detulerant, to carry this ram or to send this information to him, nonne, surely satisfied, surely it was enough, agae gratias, to give some thanks to them. If all they'd done was just give him some words, surely it would have been enough just to thank them. And Danaque, finally, or in short, ut ageritor, of to conduct the matter very per liberaliter. Liberality means generously, or per means a bit more stronger, being very liberal with them, and to have given them something aliquid of honour, maybe a little token. Cur tria praedia, why were 3 estates of such pecunia, of such value of money, starting immediately, dantor to Capitiani, given to Capitio, whatever his name is. Why are the quae, the things which are reliqua, which are left, that isti, t Roscius, the Roscius, him, with Chrysogenus, omnia, everything, is communita, communally between the two of them, possessed. So, of what things which are left, what does Titus Roscius possess them in common with Chrysogenius? Surely it's perspicuous est, surely it's clear, gentlemen of the jury vocative, that these manubia, these spoils of war, Chrysogenus has conceded them to the Roskies, with the matter being cognited, settled or looked into. 109. Venit, he came in decem primus legatus in castra Capito. So Capito came into the camp as a legatus, a delegate, one of the deputies of the, what they call the 10 heads of the Decurions, the Lord puts it. Was you, the totem vitam naturam, the whole nature of his life, even though it's in apposition and not with a genitive, and the mores, the customs or habits hominis of the man, cognoscite, plural imperative, learn these by the fact that he's got a legation or this role of power itself, ipsos itself. Nisi intellex zeritus. Unless you understand, gentlemen of the jury, Ulysses, nullum est officium. There's no duty, nullum ius, no right or duty, so sanctum, so sacred and integrum, it's whole or full or undiminished, quod that, not eos scelus, that not his criminal activity and his perfidia, perfidiousness is his treachery, so there's no duty or no law or right that he wouldn't violate or diminuate. This comes from diminish, we have in English from this, means to make smaller or lesser. So, judicote, this is the future plural imperative, so it's more like a question. Are you considering him to be a vir optimum, this a great man, when there isn't any duty or right that is sacred and whole, that he doesn't violate or diminish? Okay, Iminuo, top 20,000 words, diminish or impair. We also see it as abbreviate, but all these minuos act like a diminish. Okay, 110. Impedimento est. He was an impediment, quae minus, can be positive or negative in using as from, whereas quin is always negative. So he's pediment from Sulla, being docutor, being taught or informed, de his rebus concerning these things. And what have we got? Concilia involuntatem of these genitives of the rest of the legates. He annuntiated, he announced, taking the dative to Christ in the genus, and he moniated ut, and he advised that he should providiate, he should foresee to things, lest and the res be agated, the matter be conducted parlem openly, and he ostended, he showed him that if the venditio, the selling of these goods, may be sublated, it means delayed or put off, then illum he would amissurum in the future. He would lose grand pecunium, great amount of money. And Sese himself, if you added turum, there'd be a periculum capitis. His own head would be in danger, so that would mean his life. Acquere illum, use means to sharpen, so you can use something pointed to stab him with, or you spur someone on. Hos, those who, similar at the same time, had been sent, he fallerate, he deceived them, identitem, time and again, he monverade, this is Chrysogenus, he advised Chrysogenus that he should cavaret, he should take care, he ostenderade a spem falsum, a false hope, hisce to these people, insidiously, treacherously, with Chrysogenus, against those people again. He entered into concilias, planning and plotting, to announce to them the concilias of them. So he's a betrayer, he's betraying their counsel, and with him he depisquid, which comes from depescor, to come to an agreement or bargain with for his own part, suem parte. He was looking like he was relying on some type of mora, a delay, always, for the additus, the approach to Sulla, and he would includerate, so he would block the approach to Sulla for all the people by coming up with, always coming up with some means of delay. Almost done. Pro stremo. So finally, by his hortore, by his urging or encouragement, by his auctoritas, by his authorship, he's behind it, and by his intercession, the legatis, the delegates, had no adherent, they could not go to Sulla. And of his own, by his fides, by his loyalty, or rather his perfidia, or rather by his treachery, they were deceived by this fides, or rather the perfidia of him. This which, Potterus, you are able to cognoscere from these people themselves. You can learn about this great deceit if the accusator, he wants to denuntiare, he wants to announce this to them, testimonium. Basically, if he wants to bring these people in to give their testimony, Cicero is happy to do that. And pro re, for the real thing, certa, they retooleranted home. They went home. Instead of the real thing, they had a false hope. And that's it for the day.